Oh, hello. Oh, gosh. Wow. That's no way to go live, all right? Take it from me. That is no way to go live. All right. Hello, everybody. I hope everyone's doing well. It's Alicia Mayo of Clari-T Media, CEO and founder of Clari-T Media. Just want to let you guys know that I am still hooked on the Rode microphone because it has the best audio quality. And I am still hooked on Samsung Galaxy telephones for the best quality in video. I typically like to record in 1080p, 920, like that. But today we're recording in 720p, all right? Yeah, 720, 640 or something like that. But that's less definition, less pixels in the frames, the vertical from the top to the bottom. The number of pixels this way and the number of pixels horizontally. Whereas you get more this way. But YouTube needs you to upload those high def videos. This is a quick little live, just a quick little live to let you know that I'm keeping my promise by going live every day for the month of January. Now, I missed a few days in January. That means that I have to keep my promise and go live in the next 2 days in February, which is good because I think February is going to be a better month for me. I mean, the end of January has been like hellacious. And I say that because I've been dealing with the passport immigration's final stage of my residency application, okay? And like the agent at PICA told me, this is an application. You can be denied. So remember, we're still in the process of providing documentation for Kingston so that the Kingston committee can make a better determination based on my true status as a retiree here in Jamaica. Okay, so my application for permanent residency here in Negril, Jamaica, well, here in Jamaica, is based on my retirement, okay? And I am retired. I retired from the school district, so I have a CalPERS retirement, and I also have a San Francisco FERS retirement, which is through my ex-husband's retirement, okay? Therefore, I was once a wife, a mother, daughter-in-law, and a daughter to two families, working for the two families, extended families, my ex-husband's family, my family, and then our children, two adults now, and now one grandson. So, in fact, I did have a career as a wife and as a mother and as the woman of the house. A lot of people don't see a woman's, married life and her life as a mother as, anything of any value. A lot of societies feel that way. And so I'm glad I got married in California, where California protects the rights of women who are married. And for any young woman out there, or young man for that matter, I want you guys to do your homework. Look up the marriage laws in your state or in your town or where you live. Because before you get married, you need to know what to expect, all right? You need to know what to expect. Because I got married in California, I was married for more than 10 years to my ex-husband. I was entitled to his retirement, a portion of his retirement, not all of his retirement, because he is in fact working for it, but I was on the other side working. I gave up a career to stay at home, be a mother, be a wife, be a caregiver of all the rest of my family, And I was working outside of the home to bring more money into the home. So I was exhausting myself working till almost to the point where I was going to work myself to death. But I chose not to work myself to death and to take a break and to divorce and give him space, give myself the space that I needed to continue to grow as a woman and And that was after our sons got old enough to take care of themselves. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. Hello to all of you joining me. I want you guys to know that every live that I make is about educating, informing, sharing some exciting information about my lifestyle and my retirement life here in Negril, Jamaica. The Negril, Jamaica retirement part may not apply to all of you because I know a lot of you guys are younger than me. Some may even be older than me. And so that retired life may not apply, but the lifestyle here in Jamaica, I want to expose. I want to let you guys know what it's really like to live in Jamaica. It's interesting. It is really, really interesting. And some of the things that happen here in Jamaica only happen in Jamaica. With that, let's talk about the PICA experience. The Passport Immigration Customs Agency experience here in Jamaica is a daunting, tiresome, hell of an experience. Okay, that's the process. That's series of events that you have to go through in order to apply for any kind of residency here in Jamaica is kind of crazy. You see this? This is the cover page of my entire process, and this is the list of all of the items, all of the documents that the Passport Immigration Customs Agency here in Jamaica wanted me to provide in order to prove that I deserve to be here as a permanent resident, particularly here in Negril, Jamaica. I love Negril, Jamaica. I love the beaches. I love the people. I love the food. I love the temperament, the pace. I love the weather. I love the food. Did I say the food? The food has me right. Let me just say that. The food gave me back my health. Let me just explain. I was overweight when I left the United States. Now, I have a waistline that I was born with. I have the waistline that I was meant to have, right? Okay. Ooh, I still have the body that I was meant to have. Okay, and because I eat the foods here, fresh foods, and I prepare my foods, you know? I don't eat fast food. I don't eat preserved items. I do eat some, but I don't eat a lot of that stuff. I do eat a lot of ice cream. I do love snacks. I love potato chips, and I love bread, good breads, fresh breads. And what else is, I love great drinks. You know, I love a Campari and ting with ice, you know? So I have my weaknesses, definitely. I definitely have my weaknesses when it comes to food and drinks and enjoying that luxury in Jamaica, which is, you know, food. But you cannot lose track of how you're eating here. You got to be mindful because you can easily fill your plate up with a bunch of starch. I mean, breadfruit, Irish, yams, festival, dumplings, all on one plate as if they're separate food groups. Okay? And so you'll see a lot of Jamaicans here with diabetes. You'll see a lot of Jamaicans here, you know, with weight issues, and you know, they sneak and ask me, how do you do it, Alicia? What is it you're eating? What is it you're doing? So be mindful of that when you're here in Jamaica. Be careful. You know, you want to come and have a full and rich, intimate experience with Jamaica. One that elevates and lifts your spirit higher and closer to your God. You know, get closer. When you're here in Jamaica, get closer to who you are as a person. And that means by going to meet with someone who can help you with your breath experiences, you know, learning how to breathe again, learning how to eat ITAL food. You know, if you indulge in the flour, then you want to indulge in ITAL flour. You want to drink coconut water. You want to swim and exercise and let the salt water do its therapy, because salt water is therapy in a lot of respects. It's good for your skin. It's good for dry eyes even. Salt water is good for dry eyes even. So when you come to Jamaica, come with a great intention, come with a plan to really elevate and get to your higher self. And then if you want to stay like me, then you'll go through the application process. You'll provide a lot of documents. You'll have to write home, or you have to go back home and fill up your background checks, your police reports, and you'll have to go through this long, long list of requirements. For example, a copy of valid passport, a copy of your travel history, a copy of your birth certificate, a copy of your divorce decree if you're divorced, a copy of your land title, medical certificate by a medical practitioner here in Jamaica, your overseas police record, your Social Security benefit information, your alimony bank statements, if you receive that, bank statements for the last 3 to 6 months, 2 identical passport-size photographs certified by a justice of the peace, a letter from 2 reputable references or acquaintances here in Jamaica, a letter stating the reason for seeking permanent residence in Jamaica, a copy of receipt for non-refundable processing fee of Jamaican $100,000. Okay? There are fees involved. There are lots of documents. There are extensions of stay that you must remember to apply for. Okay, so typically it's every 3 months, but you want to do it before the 3rd month is up. This is an extension of stay application, and again, you must always keep your residency valid and current while you're going through the application process of residency. And so currently I have a temporary permanent status. Okay, and they give you this Jamaican certificate of registration book along with your passport and a special stamp in your passport that sort of looks like this. Okay. Anyway, those stamps will give you the right to stay for a particular date that they stamp in your passport. This book here is where they write out any details about who you are and all that, and what the conditions are for your stay, etc. And here I am as a temporary resident. Temporary, okay? A temporary resident, okay? So, and no employment during that process, okay? If you follow those rules, then more than likely you'll be approved. If you follow everything, you provide all of the documentation, and it meets the needs and standards or requirements of the Passport Immigration and Customs Agency requirements. That's the acronym for passport immigrations here in Jamaica is PICA, PICA.org. You can go and visit PICA.org for more information about applying for some kind of residency if you'd like to stay here in Jamaica. Please, by all means, do not come to Jamaica and just stay without going through the legal documents and the process, okay? Because if I'm going through it and about it the legal way, then everybody should do that. People shouldn't come here to just party, smoke, and break rules, all right? And then work, and then sell food on the side of the roadway or to their friends, whatever, By all means, don't do that. And by all means, if in fact you are envious of anybody going through the process, because it is a long, daunting process. And for those of us who have made it through the process and done everything the right way, some people can really be hateful and envious of that, and they will do things against you. knowingly. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be calling Pika to try and make reports and all of that, because Pika only goes by what they go by. They don't go by hearsay and what some bad mind person is trying to do against your process. People actually want to claim rights to be here in Jamaica while they don't want any others like themselves to enjoy Jamaica. Let me say it again. Let me just say it again, because it is worth studying. It is worth understanding why people still have that colonization mentality. Individual people, not just, Donald Trump, and not just the British, and not just the French, and not just the Russians, and not just the, you know, people, the Romans, okay, as far back as forever. Individual people believe that they are entitled to other people's land naturally, because we can travel and go wherever we want to in the world. Yes, that's nice. It's nice to be able to travel and go wherever we want in the world, especially as Americans. But here's a message to some of you Americans, and I'm really speaking to a select group of you that look like me in a lot of ways, and maybe their skin tone's a little lighter, maybe a little darker, but you are American women traveling to countries where you're looking for a man. I'm just going to put it out there. Those women who are traveling to other countries looking for love, looking for relationships and all of that you can't find in your own country, please do not go to another country and start competing with other women like yourself out of desperation. It's not going to work. I have heard of women going as far as trying to report other women for what they think will screw up another woman's opportunities to live in that same region or area. It's like a competition. It is really like a competition since I've been here in Negril, Jamaica. But let me just back up a little bit and tell you why I am here in Negril, Jamaica. I came here 3+ years ago for a health and wellness retreat. I was stressed the hell out in the United States. I came here for a retreat so that I could chill out, relax, do some breath work, meditate, get back to myself, and figure out what I wanted to do with my life next. Whether it be in the United States or wherever, in China or wherever. And I was thinking of moving to China. I was thinking of moving to Africa. I was thinking of moving to Hawaii. I was thinking of moving to Europe somewhere, Italy. But I just didn't know for sure where I wanted to live. So I looked around the globe and I looked at the maps and I did my research, and I remember my experience here in Negril, Jamaica was wonderful. Of course there are beautiful people, men and women here, that have the same background that I have. I have 80% African lineage and 20% European lineage. And it is all of that here in Jamaica. And so I fit perfectly here in Jamaica, and so I chose to try and live here. Now, it's been a year and 6 months later, and the passport and immigration process is coming to a close, and my experience here has been really interesting, let me tell you. Now, I want you guys to listen closely now, because this is where it gets good. I was met with opposition from day one. The first opposition came in the form of a white American male who told me I would not make it here, who insisted that the hustlers would take over and they would eat me alive. The hustlers were going to eat me alive here in Jamaica, and I was told that by a Caucasian or European American male. That particular person is a real, let's see, he's a real um, strange person. He's on the board, like a little group of people who want to control what happens in this town. And there are a bunch of outsiders, let me just say that. Um, they're not necessarily connected to locals. You don't see them interacting too much with local people. And so therefore, the legitimacy of what he said to me is like zero. Okay? You don't want to listen to people like that. And you don't need to try and waste your time trying to understand who these people are and why they would even have an agenda like that, whatever that agenda is. But you definitely want to spend your time making sure that you're meeting the requirements of Jamaica. You're living locally amongst locals. You're learning how to live in a small town. If you're coming from a big city, like I left San Francisco Bay Area to live here, you want to make sure that you're a good fit. You want to get out, you want to meet people, you want them to meet you. That's how you do it. Don't listen to what people have to say. Deal with the Jamaican government. Don't, chat too much about your personal process. I even had to shut down Facebook for a while because, I'm doing a lot for a single woman of 60 years here in Jamaica for only a year and 6 months. I'm doing a lot more than the average person does when they, decide to move to another country. You have to learn to get along, you got to fit in, and you have to watch out for people around you who aren't welcoming you. And really pay attention to who they are. Is it the locals who aren't welcoming you? Or is it these foreigners who live here that don't want you here? And if it is any of them, you want to understand why they feel that way. Help them understand who you are, because you are new to the community. I'm a woman. I am no threat to anybody. But you better believe I will not allow anybody to be a threat to me either. I have the freedom and the right to move and live where I think I can. I have the freedom and the right to explore and to try something new for myself. Just because I'm doing it alone doesn't mean that I'm alone. I have the power, I have the will, I have the ability, I have the personal resources and the frame of mind to move where I want to move. Let me just give a shout out to everyone listening. Hello to everyone. Hi. Let me see if I can see you. Hold on a second. Now, I'm wearing my great aunt's spectacles. Aunt Barbara wore these spectacles. These are antique spectacles. They are beautiful spectacles, but the magnification is not strong enough for my eyes. These are beautifully crafted spectacles with the horn, very delicate nose pads, and the wraparound. I think these are, I don't know if this is gold or brass or what. If anybody knows what they used to make eyeglasses out of back in the 50s and the 60s, let me know. These are my great Aunt Barbara's spectacles. So let me see if I can read your names with these spectacles on. Let's see. And I want to say hello to everyone joining me today. Okay, English learner, and I understand you. All right. Thank you so much for being here. May, I think. Let me go and get let me go and get my real spectacles. They're a little big, and the frames don't necessarily fit my face, but I can see better. Hold on one second. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. It's Alicia Mayo, CEO and founder of Clari-T Media. I love all of you so much for joining me. I love you so much for supporting me. I love you so much for tapping on the subscription button, because the more I go live, the more I share my life and my experiences here in Jamaica with you, the more YouTube appreciates what I'm doing and show me love. They show me love. So thank you so much for showing me love as well. All right, here are the big spectacles. I can see the names now. Mehmet I can't pronounce it, but hello, darling. Hello, 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 Carlo. Hello from Italy. Hello, Italy. Hello, Untamed. Hi. How are you? Go now. Bye-bye. Love from India. Ooh, love you. I love all of you. I love my Italian brothers and sisters. I love my Indian brothers and sisters. Yes, I do. My skin. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My skin reminds me so much of Africa. It reminds me of my European side. It reminds me of all of the people and the genetics that made me. I am appreciative of my skin. I am appreciative of my eyes, my nose to smell, my mouth to speak, my teeth to chew all of my favorite foods, my ears to hear words from my friends and my loved ones, and to hear the sounds of birds and the crickets here in Jamaica. I am grateful for my eyes to see the beautiful landscape here, and I'll flip the camera around here. Yes, I am grateful for so much. Yes, you're asking me, Untamed, about any moisturizer. Let me just say that I use water. Water is a great moisturizer for the skin. Water, lots of water, lots of fluids. I eat lots of watermelon, okay? Watermelon. Speaking of moisturizers, okay? I keep watermelon. Let me just show you. And cucumbers. Cucumbers are great moisturizer. A lot of women wouldn't think that. Natural foods, great moisturizers. Tomatoes, great antioxidants. Pineapple, great moisturizers and antioxidants. They get rid of the free radicals. Pineapple, cucumber, any of those fruits with high acid content, they're great antioxidants. They're going to scrub the insides out and leave you with only the nutrients that you need, okay? And leave you with the water, fresh, clean water. So imagine alkalining your water. That's what pineapple does within your body. That's what cucumber does. That's what watermelon does. And as you can see, I keep my watermelon sliced and available for me to just pop in my mouth like a piece of candy. All right? Seeds and all. Eat the seeds and all. Great moisturizer. Great moisturizer. Number one. Water, number two. Lots of water intake, okay? Lots and lots of good healthy liquids. Coconut water, fresh coconut water here in Jamaica is, it's easy to get. And so I definitely recommend all of those things. So wherever you are in the world, go and get some of those items. Also, if you have dry skin and you have dry patches, you can use Vaseline. Vaseline, petroleum, not a lot of petroleum jelly because it can be high in other other chemicals that aren't good for you. Okay, so you can use Vaseline on your elbows, Vaseline on dry patches of skin, but sweating is good. You know, salt water. I get in the ocean and I walk a lot. I walk in the ocean, and the salt water does a really nice exfoliating of my skin. You know, it really helps to keep the skin so soft. And then, you know, genetics play a really big part in how your skin is gonna look. Okay, so thank you so much for that compliment. Oops, I put on the wrong glasses to see up close. Let me get my super magnifiers. Okay, so I hope that answered your question. Untamed Win. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. You need the skincare details. Oh, the skincare details. Listen, the skincare details, again, go back to good diet, nutrition. And let me just make sure the lighting is right here. The lighting is right. Yeah. Buoyancy is important. You know, you want to keep buoyancy. Now, I'm 60 years old. I'm 60 years old, and I'll be 61 in August. All right? So I am aging, but I'm trying to age gracefully. So I will say that good diet, number one, is the number one key to good skincare and to good health. Let me show you this waistline. I was overweight in the States. 1 year ago when I moved here to Jamaica, I was overweight. Check out the waistline. Check out the waistline, okay? Check out the waistline. Let me just tell you guys that even the diet will correct any problems with weight. All right? Now, it means that you will need to cut back. You will need to cut back on the junk, on the preservatives, on the salt. Okay, you don't want to retain too much salt. You want to reduce your sugar amounts. But on the weekends, on the weekends, have a little fun, cheat a little bit, have your favorite ice cream, have your favorite cookies, make some candy apples like me. I love candy apples with caramel candy on the outside or cornstarch candy with the red food coloring. Dip the apples in that, enjoy. But cheat in moderation. Please watch your cheat days. Make sure you're not overdoing it, okay? Do not overdo it with junk food. The environment helps. Jamaica is raining a lot right now. Jamaica's raining almost every day for the past 2 weeks. And so the moisture in the air also helps my skin. It is not hot right now. So it feels pretty good, but you're gonna get a lot more moisture from the rain. If you can take walks in the rain, if it's warm enough to walk in the rain, do that, all right? I say even play in the snow. I mean, you know, if you're in Wisconsin, if you're in New York, and, you know, you're part of the snowstorms right now, go out and play in the snow. Play, have a good time. That is another way to keep your skin glowing because you're not sad. You're, you know, and during the winter, you know, people suffer from that seclusion and from the darkness without the sun. Sun deprivation is another issue. I do spend time in the sun, sometimes getting vitamin D. That's important, but not too much sun. I do use a sun protective factor. That's the SPF of 40, 45, 50 even, depending on, you know, how long you're in the sun and where you're at in the world. You know, sometimes the sun is stronger and the rays are more powerful depending on where you're at. So I hope that answered your skincare connection or questions. How is Jamaica? How is Jamaica? Jamaica is doing very well. Jamaica is doing very well, Untamed. Jamaica, I think, is still, you know, transitioning out of the total reliance of the outside world. I think Jamaica terribly wants to be independent. The people want to be from under the crown completely. You know, they want to have a more democratic society while at the same time still having their very conservative beliefs. That's just that's just my feelings about what I see here in Jamaica. I think that the classes are still slightly divided, but coming together slowly but surely. You know, the class differences, they're still apparent in some communities and on the island, but they are coming together more and more every day, you know? And I really enjoy seeing that here in Jamaica. Like I said, the economy is improving. You know, a lot of people are afraid of the changes that are coming because of the changes in the economy by opening the economy up to foreign investments. You know, it means that Jamaicans now have to come to grips with the reality of sharing their home, sharing their small island with foreigners who have in the past, you know, done damage to the island, to the people, to the land, to the culture. But not everybody is here to damage and hurt or to do, you know, business and to, you know, reap the benefits and extract from Jamaica without giving something back. You know, so there's a very mixed society here in Jamaica, which I love. Being from America myself, mixed society. I love the way Jamaica is wholeheartedly, you know, putting 100% of their time, energy, and efforts into making sure that education is top priority. They also believe that the economy and Jamaica's total economic independence is solid. I love that. I love that there are some gaps that people recognize that they're working on. So Jamaica is doing the work. Jamaica is including others. Jamaica is always evolving, I think, since I've been here, been coming here for a total of about 3 years. And yeah, it's looking up. You know, real estate developing is happening here, and more families are being able to sustain. More and more families have access to work. More and more families have access to clinics and healthcare and, you know, educational opportunities and support, you know, for those families who can't afford to buy uniforms and things like that. There are foundations and groups across the island to help the people, and I'm excited about that. I saw a lot of that during Hurricane Melissa recovery, which is still going on, by the way, and so you can still contribute to any, you know, causes that support the people of Jamaica, especially. Those are the causes that I really do support and uplift, like Jala Foundation, One Love Foundation, and Negril Treehouse Foundation, Travelers Resort and Hotel, Beach Resort and Hotel, the Travelers with 2 L's. They have a NEET Foundation, NEET Foundation, contribute to that for the education of local children. And then, you can get involved by reaching out to me, and I'll connect you to some other organizations. Just drop your information in the comments below. So that's how I think Jamaica's doing. Just to kind of summarize a little bit, we can get into more of that if you let me know with the specific question what you are interested in learning about here in Jamaica. I include a live talk about my immigration process on my YouTube channel here, so go and take a look at that. I recorded it earlier. I'm going to upload it as soon as we're done here. Okay, so my skin is so smooth. Thank you so much for that compliment. Yeah, so I hope that I helped you with the details of my skincare and how Jamaica is to live here. But thank you for your compliments so much. Thank you to Aragana. All right, Arena, or Aaron Aragona. I think that's it. Untamed. I see you. Oh, my shirt doesn't help. The print on my shirt is not helping me read. Oh, goodness. Okay, so hello, hello, Grandma. Somebody says, hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Hi, hey. Hi. Yes, yes. God bless you all. Thank you so much. God bless you. Oh, Alicia, you are so sweet. I like the way you describe things and talk about. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's important. It's important for people to be understood, especially when you live in another country. I came from the United States as an African American woman with my ways of talking. Sometimes we talk with our hands, and sometimes we, really? Ooh. But I had to adjust my language patterns. My dialect is changing a bit, and I'm enjoying learning how to speak patois here in Jamaica. I'm learning how to understand patois, and I'm learning how to exchange facial communication and all of that, physical communication as well. So communications are important no matter where you are in the world, but to pay attention enough to it to go slowly with your speech, to overemphasize the words you're speaking, and to use a microphone like this Rode microphone. It really helps when you're going to go live. If those of you out there are going live like me. And why am I going live? Hello, ciao from Italy, Giancarlo. How are you? And Jolly J, hello from Germany. From Christine, you are so beautiful. Oh, thank you, especially your hair, all those different gray tones. Oh, thank you, braided together. I have dreads for 3 years now, love them. Many roots and antennas. Yes, I love that description. 3 after 7. Hello and greetings for Azerbaijan. Oh, I want to visit Azerbaijan. Tell me what Azerbaijan, Azerbaijan. Tell me what let me say it one more time. Azerbaijan. Oh, what a dream. It'll be an honor to visit Italy, Azerbaijan, and Germany. All of those places I cannot wait to visit. Thank you so much for the compliment on my hair. All of the gray tones. Let me talk a little bit about my hair. Let me tell you guys what's going on with this hair. So on my paternal side, my father's side of the family, all of the women have gray hair at an early age. They start to gray. They start to gray, different shades of gray, as you can see. Right? And my hair in the front is all white, like my father's hair was. And then towards the center, off of the front, it's a darker shade of gray. And towards the back, It's an even darker shade of gray. Now, believe it or not, these braids and twists are not completely natural. They're not all natural. Now, my hair underneath is a short. It's short. I was wearing my hair shorter because at one time I was wearing my hair straight. And if you go back and look at some of my earlier live streams, you'll see my hair was straight and relaxed with a chemical process called a relaxer. And it was something that African American women in the United States were told that if they used the relaxer, then they would be accepted in the working world more and in society. So we were told that if we straighten our hair, that we would be accepted and we would have a better chance to get work. And so we had to kill our natural African afros. We had to put them to rest, and we had to adopt a more European standard of beauty. And I, unfortunately, had a mom who believed in it, and she worked in the beauty industry, and it was all she knew. So I'm not blaming her, but I am saying that my mom bought into it instead of going against it and teaching me to love my natural afro and my natural kinky hair, which it is really kinky. Like if I take my braids out, I will have a big, huge afro. And some of you can see those pictures of me and my afro in other live streams, or you can go to my Instagram. Go to my Instagram at radiotvqueen.alicia. Let's see if I can add that into the comments so that you can, let's see. How can I add something to the comments? Let's see. As you can see, I'm new to this. But anyway, radiotvqueen.alicia. This YouTube channel has the link to my IG page. So go check me out. See all of the ways that I struggled with my hair identity. My hair identity. Give me some feedback on whether or not you have struggled with hair identity. Because we all have different textures of hair, and we all have different ways of wearing our hair, and we all have different reasons for wearing our hair the way we wear our hair. And I have added extensions to add to my hair, which comes to about right here. So I have a shorter bob, which would be a nice look on me. You know, a shorter hairdo like that. It's a good look on me because I have a small face. And, you know, covering my face too much is not a good look. With too much hair, it's not a good look because I have a small face, okay? I have a really small face, and so, you know, it really is important the way I wear my hair. I'm into fashion, I'm into style and all of that. So wearing my hair in the right way is really important. So I like to style my hair. I like to add extra hair to see a look, to create a look for myself. Like yesterday, I went dancing, and because I knew I wanted to not worry about how my hair looked while I was dancing, I did this. I created a kind of a basket weave look with my hair, and I did this. I brought it around to the side, and I put it in a single ponytail on the side, and I let it hang on the side, and I gave myself a really cool dance look that I can control. Ouch, mosquito just bit me. Hold on, let's see, where's my spray? I have an alcohol spray that I spray to help me keep the mosquitoes off of my skin. And the mosquitoes are everywhere. right now. It's raining a lot here in Jamaica, so the mosquitoes are horrible. I forgot to add, untamed, the mosquitoes here in Jamaica are awful. They will eat you alive if you let them. And so you have to make sure that you have a really good spray or some protection, like off or something like that, okay? All right, so there you go. I created a new look for myself. So lots of things that you can do with these braids and different looks. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Alicia. I am a CEO and a founder of Clari-T Media, and Clari-T Media is spelled a little different. I don't spell it the traditional way with a Y. I spell it with a capital T because I am a technical director of television and radio, and I love working behind the scenes to create interesting content and informative information, right? Okay, so today we talked about skincare. Today we talked a little bit about the passport immigration application process. And if you've missed any of those two subjects and you want to hear about any more, please visit my YouTube channel. I'm trying to kill a mosquito. Please check out my YouTube channel and earlier recordings about those subjects and more about what it's like to retire here in Jamaica. It's been a blast. It's been so interesting, so great, so great. I have had nothing but support here and nothing but a good time. Nothing but love. I'm trying to live here as a permanent resident. So I bought some land. I became an investor here, a real estate investor here in Jamaica. And I'm really learning that. I couldn't do that in the United States. I could not ever, ever afford to become a real estate investor in the United States where I was born and raised, unfortunately. And that's for a number of reasons that kind of go back to the idea of, what do they call it? Slavery. When my ancestors moved from Mississippi in the 50s to migrate to California, that was called a migration. My grandfather chose to move from the Jim Crow South of Jackson, Mississippi, and he took his wife, he took his mom, he took his sisters, he followed other sisters to California for opportunity to work after he served in the United States Navy. And like I said, that was a migration. But his mother, his father, his mother's mother, and my father's mother's mother, and my mother's mother's mother, my grandparents, my second grandparents, my third grandparents, they dealt with working for free. They dealt with working without pay. Okay, so not too far removed, my family worked for free. Imagine going to work today and not receiving your pay and being told, oh, well, I do have some food for you, and it may not be the food you want. But it's what we have, and take it or leave it. It is food. It's all the food that you have access to because you don't have money to go and buy the food that you want. Imagine that. Imagine that you have to have shelter for yourself and your family, but you have limited choices of shelter. Maybe you want to live by the coast. Maybe you want to live somewhere near, a place where you can go and fish for your food. Well, my ancestors weren't given the space to do that. Some were given space here in Jamaica. I love seeing that. I love to go to the fishing communities here in Jamaica to see the people be independent, to go out, do their fishing, bring the fish in, clean the fish, cook the fish, sell the fish, eat the fish, and become stronger and more vivacious and to see their families grow and thrive from just fishing. So imagine not having access to the sea. Well, some communities here in Jamaica feel that they are being threatened by having their access removed, their access to fish and their access to the beaches. Some of that is happening here, not all the way across the island, and I don't believe the government will stand for that, to be honest. So that's another part of what's happening here in Jamaica. The people are thriving and sustaining to a degree. But when it comes to housing, they need help, especially after a hurricane like Hurricane Melissa. Jamaicans need help with building supplies. Jamaican people need help with accessing those building supplies, transporting those building supplies, being able to buy those building supplies, having help to help build those houses and rebuild those rooftops and all of that. The need is still very great here, so that's what's happening in Jamaica too, to answer my friend here, their questions, okay? So I'm all over the place right now, and that's because, whenever I go live, it's really rare now. I don't spend a lot of time on social media so much anymore because I am really trying to insert myself into the local society more than ever. I don't spend a lot of time on social media, but I know that I have a wonderful audience like all of you looking for my content, looking to hear from me about what it's like to live and retire here in Jamaica. It hasn't been easy. I'm still completing my residency process. It's almost permanent. It's a temporary permanent process right now. I have 2 more documents to submit and it'll be over. Then I can focus on the real estate investment part of my life here in Jamaica, which includes me studying to become a real estate agent, just so that I can understand real estate more, just so that I can understand how the construction process goes, because I want to build my retirement home. And I have the land right now to do that. I've been so lucky and fortunate to be able to buy a piece of land here in Negril, Jamaica. And I hope to be able to build on that land. Maybe a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment for myself, just enough for myself. And maybe a couple of extra rooms for special friends to come and visit and stay with me and visit me here in Jamaica. I'll have a place for all of you to stay too. If the immigration process goes through, maybe I have to apply for an extended stay in order to complete the process. But I have a dream, like Dr. Martin Luther King said. I have a dream that one day I'll be able to live freely as a woman, as an independent woman. I'll be able to live in the country of my choice, to be able to have friends of all races, of all nationalities, and of all backgrounds who love and care for me as I love and care for you and them as well. I want the freedom to work and to earn a living, to fish for fish, and to feed myself, and to be able to access resources and a lifestyle rich with community, rich with solvency, rich with sustainability. I wish all of these things for Jamaica. I wish all of these things for India. I wish all of these things for Germany. I wish all of these things for for Azerbaijan, and all of my friends from all of those places and all over the world, Africa, China, Russia, United States, even though times are hard and uncertain and things are sometimes out of our control, like my situation with passport immigration. It's out of my control, but I just hope and pray. I hope and pray that it all works out, because I move from love. My purpose is to connect and to continue this love for life, love for being a woman, connecting with other women, being in loving relationships, um, you know, finding love maybe, but I'm not looking. I'm really not looking. But if I find it, it's wonderful. I don't like to put a lot of pressure on myself when it comes to finding love. I don't think that's the way to do it. No pressure. Just go about your daily life and love will happen, I think. Love will happen. Good skin will happen if you're treating yourself good, if you're treating the people around you good and with care. You'll find love there. You'll find love in your skin. You'll find love in your body. Your body responds to how you love it. When you love your body with good food, not empty calories. Let me take another bite of this watermelon from Jamaica. The best watermelon. Oh my God. St. Elizabeth's Parish. St. Elizabeth's Parish in Jamaica have the best watermelon. The flavor, the juice, the texture. When you love yourself enough to move to a place where the watermelon is so good that you can chew the seeds, and when people help you knock down the mangoes from the trees, oh my gosh, nothing but love here. You're gonna be okay. Okay? Do the right thing. Do the right thing. Make the best choices possible. Keep the best positive attitude. Don't let don't allow the usual suspects to interrupt your life. And what I mean by usual suspects, I mean everyone, like, a bad neighbor, or a jealous girlfriend or boyfriend, or an expat who feels that they want to compete with you because they want their international experience to be better than yours. Yeah, people are doing that. People are moving to other countries and raising hell. They are starting trouble with other expats, just totally misbehaving because their lives are not like yours, even at 50 and 60 years old. So what are you gonna do? Ignore it and focus on your happiness. Ignore any of the negativity and focus on your happiness. Ignore the negative. Focus on the positive. It's Saturday. It's Saturday. Turn on some music. Dance. Okay? Turn on some music and dance. Go buy a watermelon. Go buy some cucumbers. Put the cucumbers in your water. Drink your water so your skin looks nice and healthy. Put a smile on your face. Call up a family member and say, hello, I miss you. How are you today? I'm thinking about you. I love you. I just want you to know. And then listen to them. Listen to them. So I'm going to take a moment to listen to what you're saying to me here live. I'm going to read your comments, and then I am going to say goodbye in just a few. I've got to change my glasses because these glasses belong to Aunt Barbara. She is now passed on. She's been passed on for over 15 years now, but these were her readers, and they were given to me. Very special spectacles. I do not know what they are made of, but they are beautiful spectacles that she wore. She was a very wise woman. She had a deep voice like mine, and she always said very profound words to me. And she said those words in a way that were easy to remember, just like the way I speak today. So she would say something like, "Baby, I want you to listen to me. Come here. Come a little closer." I was in my 20s when she was saying these things. She'd say, "I want you to stay away from those men." She'd tell me, "I want you to watch out for them. Keep a close eye on their hands." Keep a close eye on the hands of men. I loved her. She meant well. And I listened to her, and I'm glad that I did because I've had a wonderfully rich life. I've been a wife 23 years. I have adult children now and a grandson. My life has been so rich and full, and I'm very happy about that. So I'm glad that I listened. Hi, Kenrick. Hello, beautiful. How are you? Damn good words. Focus on your happiness. You went to the seaside and just looking for a nice little place to stay in a positive community. Yeah, people are really different here and at the East Coast. You love it. All right, Jolly J, I'm glad that you're finding some happiness in another country at the seaside. That's where I spend most of my time, at the water. I get in the water up to my hip or waist high, and I walk. I take long walks in the water. Sometimes I pass stingrays, okay? That's how serious I am about being in the water and taking a long walk here in Jamaica. Food Girl Vlogs, hi. Hello, Food Girl Vlogs. I gotta check out your channel. All right, Anthony Henderson, hello, you're in LA with your afro. That's what's up. Power to the people, no delay. Watch your back in LA because I heard, it's pretty hectic out there. You never know who's who in LA, California, any parts of the United States. You just never know what's going on. Keep yourself safe out there. I love you all so much. We're just human beings trying to make our way through life, trying to enjoy our lives, trying to smile along the way, and trying to, be love and trying to give love, trying to get love. That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing. We're very simple people, simple human beings just trying to live our lives around the world, wherever we are. And I want you guys to just remember to show love because you'll be surprised. There's somebody out there that needs to be shown love, and they're going to give it back as soon as you show them that love, okay? Just trust that. Take a risk. 3 after 7. Hello and greetings from Azerbaijan. I can see your, I think it's 3 after 7. Yeah, 3 after 7. Yeah. Tell me more about Azerbaijan. But after I hang up, I promise to go to YouTube and tap on something about Azerbaijan. I'm going to learn about Azerbaijan just because you're here with me today. All right? Jolly J, I said hello to you. Mehmet Mehmet Norrance, I'm an English learner and I understand you. Well, I am a learner and I don't always understand myself when I'm speaking. the things that I say. Giancarlo, hi again from Italy. Thank you so much, Giancarlo and Untamed. You gotta go, and I thank you for your questions, Untamed, about my skin and the life here in Jamaica. Thank you so much for tuning in. And hello to Chael Soon. Oh my goodness, these names. Oh my gosh. Soon Park. Hello, Grandma. I love that. I love that. Okay, so you guys, this has been a great hour, an hour and 10 minutes of sure and sheer delight. Every time I come on, I'm sure to have a good time with you. I'm sure to have an interesting conversation. And I hope that you've had a good time. And I hope that this information has been of use and of interest. Please make sure you subscribe so you know when I'm going live. Tap on the notification bell so you get a notification that says, hey, Alicia's going live. Your friend Alicia's going live. I'm telling you, my life is getting more and more interesting, and I'm including more and more of it in detail. I'm giving you the juicy reality of living in Jamaica. I'm being careful because I still have to, follow the rules of the land. Laws of the land are important. And I always want to paint Jamaica in its truest form. I want to be honest, but I do not ever want to downgrade Jamaica in any way. I do not want to put Jamaica down. I do not want to disappoint. But sometimes the truth hurts, and, got to be honest, got to be transparent about everything, in life. And that's the only way we're going to learn each other more is by being 100% honest, 100% revealing the truth. All right. I love you guys to death. I love you guys so much for tuning in. I want to share a little bit of something with you. Hold on 1 second. So while I'm here in Jamaica, I love to go dancing. I love to get out and socialize. And I am writing to share Jamaican love stories, I call them. Jamaican love stories. They're not necessarily intimate relationship love stories, about couples, but I will include that. I will include love stories between couples. I will include love stories of just how Jamaican people are getting along and how it all circles back to love. Love of life, love of God, a higher power, love of nature, love of community, love of being a woman in Jamaica, love of being a man in Jamaica, love of being human, period, anywhere in the world, but here, particularly in Jamaica, as it happens. It's interesting that when people get to Jamaica from wherever they come from, all over the world, there is a common thread of love that happens that I'm seeing here. Okay, and I want to share with you what that is. And so I want you to go to my YouTube shorts because that's where I will share Jamaican love stories. All right, you guys, Alicia Mayo, CEO and founder of Clari-T Media. Clari-T Media is all about human stories and grassroots solutions. We can solve our own problems. We can learn to get along better with each other. We can learn to love each other and live in harmony and in peace. I love you guys. That is my belief from the United States all the way here to Jamaica. Go in peace and be your highest, most beautiful self. I love you guys. I'll see you next time for Sure. Big up yourselves. Bye-bye.